Hello there. Right, I'm at my desk this morning because this one's nearly finished. So you see, I only have one page left, and that, which is obviously I've got January the 31st I can put in there, and then I'm all done. So I need a new one ready for Wednesday when it's the 1st of February. So I thought I would come to my desk and show you how I decorate the cover of these books to make them a bit more special. So we start off with these exercise books, which are the Sylvine one, 9" by 7" with 80 pages in it, and I like the squared paper that they do them plain, lined, that sort of thing anyway. But obviously the cover's really boring, isn't it? So let's get to work and get some paint on it. I might have to film this in little bits because you have to let it dry in between, but I'll do my best, okay? So first thing I do is splay it open. Use some scrap paper underneath so I don't make it a right mess. And before I sat down at my desk, I decided what colours I fancied doing today, and I've got some little emulsion tester pots because I popped in Wilko the other day for some bits and pieces of wallpaper, stealing the little bits off the open ends, pretending I'm decorating, and then I felt guilty, so I thought, oh, I feel like I need to buy something. So I went past the tester pots and I thought I'll try those and see whether they work with the journals and with my artwork, and they're pretty good. They're quite runny, but they're pretty good for £2. So I've got these three colours which I liked, plus I've got a bit of acrylic paint on my plate, and I'm not a precise person. I just get stuck in, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get some paint on it. I mean, the oranges, I'm not going to cover up loads, but I'm going to get some colour down on it. Get a bit of that in, like this. This dries quite quick because it's thin paint, but it's quite good for layering up. Then I'm going to go with, don't know what colour next. Green. Let's get some of this green on. I do love doing this. It's just fun to see where it goes. This on. So we're getting my layer on, and I don't know if you can hear in the background, but bless him, Fluffy Frankie, or as we call him now, for fuck's sake, Frankie, has decided it's a good time to start brushing up on his carpentry skills again and trashing the pantry cupboard. So I'm going to try my best to ignore him and not jump up and down like a fishwife swearing at him. But if I do, I'll try and edit it out. Right, okay, I've got a bit of colour on there, and now I think I'm going to dab some of this brighter blue around. Let's see what happens. See, I don't have fancy brushes, don't fancy anything really, but unless somebody's bought me a present. Because the most important thing is that you actually make art, not how much you spend on equipment and supplies. Because as I've learnt over the years, doesn't matter how many wonderful supplies you have, actually it doesn't make art unless you get yourself messy and get busy with it. So you're better off with a brush that cost £1 and some paint that you've got from Wilko's for £2 and actually use it. I mean, I am so guilty of, in the past, buying books on how to do this and how to do that, and then all the equipment to go with it, and then never actually opening the book. And do you know what? You won't learn anything unless you actually open the books and open the supplies and get stuck in. So I have learnt that very much so over the years. Oh, I've got this bit of neon. Don't know why, but let's dab a bit of neon. Oi, like that. And a bit up here like that. Then what I'm going to do, this is one of the things I do when I've got a bit too much paint on, get some of my scrap paper and lift it off. Put these out of the way. I'll use this as well. Like this. And rub it about. Lift it off, and yeah, sometimes it does lift the cover off, but then what I'm going to do is I'm going to swish it around, which will really mix it up. Like in this, get somewhere, and I'm making some nice collage papers on the process. I'm lifting the paper up. Right, okay. Down to one side. I'm getting a good base here, but it's still not quite what I want. It's a bit too sticky, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to get my fingers in. Get some of this white on in areas. Like that. Sort of dabbing it on the bits where the card cover is lifted up a bit as well to protect it. Although I am going to give it a layer of Mod Podge once it's done. Right. Okay. Quite like that. So let's let me see. Smudging it. Oh, they're like sort of clouds, aren't they? Oh, I like this. Oh, they're like really busy clouds. There. I feel like Bob Ross making a mess. I'm hoping that, I don't think mine will quite turn out like Bob Ross, but hey ho. I'm quite liking where that's going. Not my fingers, mine, but let's get rid of that. I always keep a handy cloth in drawers. Now, I think this bit here looks a bit too much like the cover that I started with. So I'm going to add a bit more gold, I think. So let's get some gold in here. A little bit more smudgy. Yeah, that feels better. That orange was just a bit too much like the cover of the book. Which is a nice orange, but there. So, more of this. I like how this one's quite energetic cover, because we've been through a really, really sort of quiet time in the winter where we all hibernate and sit in the dark, which I quite like, but this one feels like movement, like there's things are going to happen, which is quite nice a shift towards spring. I mean, it's got 80 pages in, so if I do one a day, which I tend to at the moment because I've got the time, I wouldn't ever beat myself up if I didn't do a day. But it's just like part of my morning routine now. I do while I'm having a cup of tea. So it'll last quite a while as well. A good 2 months, 2.5 months. So a little bit of this nail. Do you reckon? It's like yeah, sort of like a weird sort of sunlight poking over my clothes. Isn't it funny how things start off one way, just colours or just smudging things around, and then eventually take on some more feeling, shape and form. Oh, I like how that neon goes over that white. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Yum, 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 yum. Oh, Frank's gone quiet anyway, thank God. Maybe the ignoring was the best thing. I think I'm sort of happy with that, but all right, just have a bit of this. Like that. Okay, I'm quite happy with that. It's quite thick up here, but I think it'll be all right. Give it a bit more of a smudge. I like it thick, but you know. Right, okay. I think she's feeling happy with that. So, I like to give my book a title. Don't know what that'll be just yet. I'm not sure whether to do a little bit here that's plain that I can, yeah, I'm going to. Right, so let's get a bit of this dark. We'll do a bit here like this. I've got a weird feeling that Frank's behind me and he's planning on jumping up on the wet paper. No, he's gone. He's gone. You all right, Frank? Hey? You okay? I got a nice oval there. I can do my book title in, and then I think on the back here I'll put because last time I sort of did that. I don't know. Do I want to? No, I don't. So I'm happy with that as my base. Take that out. I need this to dry a bit now so that I can start thinking about getting some lettering on, some collage bits on and things like that, and some more detail on it. So I'll pause for a bit, get it dry, and come back when I'm ready to start some collage and making it look pretty. Okay, so I'm back again. I've been with the hairdryer, blowing things, trying to dry it, and I've been having a look at the bits and pieces that I want to add to this. So I've been cutting out some things out of Good Old Woman's Weekly. I've got an illustration of my own that I've photocopied, and some words. Freedom is my word for the year, in more ways than one. Mainly freedom from drama, which I'm working on. So I wanted that on the front, and I think what I'm going to put on this bit as the title of this one is every day freedom. because I write it every day, generally. So I'm going to get some of these bits stuck down with a bit of Prit, and then see if there's anything else I want to add to it before I coat it with some Mod Podge. So let's get some bits down. I usually have a really big Prit stick, but went shopping the other week and scored loads and loads of these little ones in multi-packs, really cheap. So I think I ought to have shares in Prit. Maybe all us arty ones did. And I'm still waiting for them to bring out a Prit fragrance, because I would wear it. I love this stuff. I really don't know why I've picked a fox and a hare, but I just like the way the hare's staring, like he means business, and the fox looks sort of friendly. I don't know, but there was something about that, which is why I picked those. And the house, which anybody who knows me personally and very well will know that that is the forefront of my mind this year, because we've got to sell where we're living now to sort out some shit that's happened to us because of other people, not my own fault, and eventually, hopefully, find another house to live in. But in the meantime, I like pictures of houses, and that sort of makes me happy. Just got a little dog there as well, and my husband fancies having a dog when we eventually settle down somewhere new. I'm not sure what Frank thinks about that, but Frank's as big as a dog anyway, so I don't think it'd bother him really. Probably wouldn't even notice it was a dog knowing him. He's a bit daft. Well, Frank is. That's the lovely hair. Let's get a little foxy on. I think this is a photo of a fox in somebody's garden, so obviously a friendly fox. Maybe that's what I'm thinking, that encourage a friendly fox. Do I want it right down there? I think I might pull him off there, so I don't want that green on. There, like that. Okay, I'll cut that off in a sec. Then I've got some tracing paper that I've been chucking paint on. What I tend to do when I've been painting, if I've got my excess paint on the plate that I'm not going to come back to, can't shove it back in the tube, so I chuck it on some paper. And I've got, could this be the answer? Could what? I wonder. So I liked that, and I wanted to put it on. I didn't know why, but then I found this. Could this be the answer? Things being better than before. Different. Yeah, my life's totally different than it was beginning of last year. Totally. And yeah, there's some not good bits, but could it actually be better? Out of crap, some good plants grow, don't they? So maybe that's it. Yeah, so I might put some little marks on that as well. And I don't look like this. I haven't got curly orange hair, but I like her. She looks like, I don't know, a fun learner is what's sprung to mind there. So that's what I'm putting on here, on the back. A little fun learner. Get on there, Missy. Might call you Marcel or something like that. Right, okay, so they're on. Let's trim that off here. Nice. to it. Now, that is dry enough. I think we could put the words on there, and then I think I could start just sort of doodling on it a little bit. Not much though, because I like it as it is. So, what colour shall we do? I think white. And poster pens. That's something I don't mind spending a little bit of money on. I've tried lots of different paint pens, and some are crap and only work for like 5 minutes. At least these, you do get your money's worth out of them. They tend to go right to the bitter end. That is unless you let the grandkids play them. Yeah, maybe they don't last quite so long then. But I don't like saying no sometimes when they want to draw and things. It's gone very quiet here. There's a clock ticking. So Frank must have gone to sleep somewhere. Noel's always asleep. My other cat, he's a lot older. And a gentleman of routines. He likes his biscuits, he likes his bed. And a poo and a wee in between. And that's about it really. So, got my border on. And then, to say every day. I think just every day like this, so. Every day. Yes. And put some little bubbles on the end. And see if I want to put any more marks anywhere on this. I know, I've got like a nice turquoisey metallic one. Let's get some spots on. That's nice. This is when I start, just, it's like meditating, doing all this bits and bobs. Clock ticking in the background. Beautiful. Being open plan in this apartment means that it's only when I'm on my own that it's all quiet like this. When Kev's at home, the TV's on, and I can't shut myself away, so I put up with that, which I don't mind at all. He goes to work, bless him. So, right, do I want anything else on this? I'm not sure, actually. Let's see. Oh, I quite like it like that. Yeah. And I quite like you. So, I'm thinking I just want some edges on it there. And then I'll put got some washi tape here that my daughter-in-law just gave me. Gave me loads of it, fabulous. And I like to put this on the spine, and it just gives it a little bit more strength. Oh, you little shit. It's Frank again. See, I spoke too soon, didn't I? So I'm going to put this on the spine. Okay. I have to put masking tape on my cupboards to try and stop him from scratching. I've tried foil, I've tried all sorts of things. I've hung sheets up, I've done everything. And nothing seems to deter him from his task. There, that's that, like that. And then right at the end, I put, if you can see, a little sticker on with the year and what number it is. So, but for now, I'll leave that on there. Yes, I like that. So, what shall I do as the border? Shall I use this? Or white? Or black? Or blue? Yeah, let's go for blue. Like that. So, get this border done. And it'll be you, Mr. Foxy. And you, Madame Hare. And you, little dog. And you with your suitcase moving in. It up to the back. Gotcha. There we go. Across you, Marcel. There, right. Do I want to do any little marks on it? I think so. Yeah, I think so. So let's get some, do that one. I don't know why I like doing this. It's that finishing off bit that sort of makes the difference. You have your things that you do at the end to just finish your artwork off. That's good. So I don't know whether to put a bit of pencil crayon around these to make them pop out a little bit. I might do. So. Ew. I've tried all different books to do this daily thing, but this paper, the way it crinkles up when you use the watercolours, I've just gone back to it. And I like the idea as well of making something that's quite ordinary and boring special by making a mark on it, which is what I'm doing now. And then it makes it quite special. I'm quite precious about them now. Although it's sort of nice to look back at them and see what your thoughts were each day. I like pulling the card. It's like a little ritual, I suppose. A little ritual and a focus for the day. And what always amazes me is how I always write my thoughts first, so I'm not clouded by the pull of a card or a rune. And the amount of times that card that's pulled just goes perfectly with the thoughts that's in my head. or a perfect little bit of guidance. I'm feeling a bit out of sorts. So, and all this came from reading a book by Linda Barry called Syllabus. And she inspired me, really did. And I haven't looked back since, bless her cotton socks. Now, do I want anything else on here? I think I'd just be faffing if I did, to be honest. So, just the pencil crayon around here. Need a bit of a sharpener. My sharpener. These are really nice pencil crayons that I wouldn't buy myself because they're too expensive, but bless my dad, he gave them to me because he wasn't using them, so I benefited from those. Don't need a lot around here if it's already white, but more on this, I suppose. Not sure it's making much difference, to be honest, but quite a nice action. No, I don't think it is making much difference. Might do on the fox. And the act of doing something every day, and turning it into a little ritual, means you end up creating basically a body of work. So something really simple that you do every single day, eventually you have a body of work. That's what, as an artist, that's what you strive for, is, you know, a collection of all the things that you've done. But sometimes, you know, you're not going to create an oil or watercolour masterpiece, are you, every day? But if you can create something small every day, slowly over time you end up with a body of work. And I must admit, I'm thinking of getting all my exercise book journals, because they're all exactly the same size, and binding them into bigger binders. I'm not sure, I might do. Anyway, I'm really happy with how that's come out. I like that, and I don't put my name on the outside, you know, my name and address and things like that, but I'm going to do that on the inside when the outside is done. So I want to get this complete first. So the next step is some Mod Podge. So, oh, I bet I haven't got a clean brush. Damn. That's it. And then hope when I put the Mod Podge on that it doesn't smudge everything. So I've done that before. So a nice layer of this one, make sure that's tight. God, that brush is rock solid. Oh well, it'll still work. So a nice layer of this on, and it doesn't take long for this stuff to dry. So make sure it's not smudging lettering, which it isn't, because I have done that before. Ooh, let's do it with watercolour on top of acrylic, and then let's try and seal it. And the whole lot just smudges into oblivion. But you don't learn things without making mistakes. Oh shit, hold on. I've made quite a few mistakes. Oh damn, one of the mistakes I'm making is not actually putting my scrap paper down that, idiot. Right, there we go. Okay, get rid of some of those lines. And this will make it really tough, so it'll survive quite a lot. I've taken these books, chucked them in my bag, taken them on holiday, and they've stood up quite well. They really have. So don't be afraid to take it around with you. I mean, you could use this as just a daily jotter type thing, which I have in the past, but now I'm at home most of the time. I don't sort of need that quite as much. I do have a nice notebook that I make notes in, random notes that isn't a sort of art journal. More of a, what you call your commonplace book where I keep notes and things, and a bit like, I mean, the other day when me and my friend went out and we went into this little shop and this man gave us an impromptu numerology reading, and so I come back home and I thought, I haven't got a book, I need to write this down before I forget it, because it was all still fresh in my mind. And so I used my sort of what I call my boring notebook, which is one of these, to keep things like that in. Or if I'm learning something new and I want to make notes about it, I keep it all in there. Tarot readings I've done for myself or for other people, and I can refer back. It's not a pretty book, but always useful. I used to keep everything in these, but I found that I could never find something again, and I like to keep it for the daily usings. There we go. Stick that down a bit more. Stick it down, very good. Come on, stick down. Right, I'm happy with that. So I think what I'll do now is let this dry, or I might blast it. And then we'll come back and have a look how it's all looking and do the inside, which I think I'm going to keep it simple. I did before, but I like to put some form of thing in like this, and then an envelope at the back. So I'll see you back in a minute. Right, I'm back again with the pretty much complete book ready for February the 1st. So there's the cover, it's all nice and dry now, and the spine's nice and dry. This is the back, and then I'll show you, I've already done inside because it's pretty much just the same process, but I didn't coat this because it doesn't need it so much. I picked a little teacup because I always drink tea when I'm doing my morning page, and I'll fill this in just in case it ever gets lost. And then at the back I've just stuck a normal A5 envelope and one of my illustrations, and I just love that. So that's it all complete, ready to fill in as soon as I've finished this one tomorrow. And probably do a nice flip through of this as well. Oh, listen to that. Isn't it lovely? So, I'm going to stick my sticker on, but come on, that's a boring thing. You don't want to watch me stick a sticker on, do you? So I shall see you again shortly. I'll be busy in this, and probably the next thing will be the flip through of that after tomorrow. So thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it so much, and I'm very grateful that I can have this fun time and share art with you, and hopefully inspire you to do some art magic too. If you are interested in one of these, I do have one for sale in my Etsy shop that's already been completed with a blank bit here that I will fill in if you tell me what you want in it. And I've done them quite reasonable with some ephemera and everything. So if you fancy having a go at this and joining me, then pop over there and see if you think you like it. Okay, I'll see you soon. Bye.